Hi, I'm Dan. I'm the performance nutritionist at Team Durham for Durham University, and I'm here today in beautiful countryside to talk about non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Now, that's a complicated term for the physical activity that you do that's not exercise. So, for in the case of an athlete, that would be looking anywhere between fidgeting and just walking about, as I'm doing now with my dog. For those of you who I've worked with in the past, and for those who have been listening to me on Team Durham Team Talks, which is on every other Wednesday at 3, you'll probably be familiar with the term and how it's sort of important within lockdown situations, especially for an athlete. So, if you were looking from a body composition point of view, it's very important in pretty much all three cases. So, that's trying to reduce body fat, trying to gain muscle mass, and trying to just maintain your body composition that you currently have. In terms of those things, it's because that non-exercise activity thermogenesis makes up quite a large part of your calorie burn through the day. So in terms of your energy expenditure, it actually contributes more than you would think. So a normal person and quite an active job, so I've used myself for example, I'll cover somewhere between 15 to 20 kilometers during a normal working day outside of lockdown. Now, that's quite a lot of energy that's expending just from moving about. And again, if you take that away in a lockdown situation, you've got to compensate for that somewhere. So that energy is not getting expended. So some cases you might have to reduce your energy intake. Other cases you might have to try and increase that non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Now, for the most case, I would suggest doing the latter, solely because of, well, a few different reasons. So mental health is one of them. So being out in the countryside, especially now restrictions have been lifted somewhat, is very helpful in terms of your mental health, in terms of your well-being. From a more nutrition standpoint, it's looking at being able to have more room and more flexibility about what you can eat. So I know with my training, again, I train quite a lot, so having that room sort of food-wise to be able to work around that and make sure I get the prime recovery that I need is very helpful. And then again, from a more physiological standpoint, you're looking at muscle retention. So in some studies where they've looked at muscle retention between groups that have been walking and getting that non-exercise activity thermogenesis and those who haven't and been completely sedentary in a sort of lockdown situation, they've found that lean body mass and sort of neuromuscular retention has been greater in those groups that have been walking about, even as they're only exercise. So one thing I would say is if you can get out, get walking about, and if you have a dog that's as energetic as mine and likes running up hills, then all the better. So that would be my message for this subject, and I'll see you next time.